Can you guys believe that the vast majority of my viewers are not subscribed? If you like my content, I'd really appreciate it if you click that subscribe button down below. It just takes 2 seconds. Also, to make sure you see any new videos that are uploaded, please click the little bell icon next to it. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're checking out a fantastic, pretty small light that has a significant output. This is the Olight M2R Pro. Olight had a really good sale on these. They had a great bundle and everything going with the rail mount for it where you can mount it on a rifle and a pressure switch as well. It was magnetic to the back of the light. Unfortunately, I was unable to get this review done in time for that particular sale. But right now, if you want, you can go pick these up for a little over $100. They're running at $109.95. They're a pretty affordable price. You can also get a camouflage pattern for about $10 more if you like. Those are pretty neat as well. Now, you guys are probably looking at the specs on this light right now on their website and thinking, holy crap, 1800 lumens. That's not exactly a dim light. It's actually rather bright. I've shown it to a number of my friends and they're impressed by it. It is really a bright light and quite blinding at very close range. So this little guy, I love the box it comes with. Just getting this out of the package, I went into the mailbox and got it and opened it up, and it's a really, really neat package. Magnetic flip open, and you open it up and it's got a little message here. Olight's like, hey, thanks for buying this. Welcome to the Olight family. Check it out. It also, believe it or not, it says right on the end of the box, it's got a 5-year repair warranty. So if you have any issues with this, you're covered for quite a while. Inside the box is going to be a small container. This is going to have your charging cable. Olight's chargers I've always really liked. They are magnetic, so they clip right onto the back of your light. If your light's hooked up to your rifle already, you just clip it on and it's good to go and charge. It does come with a USB-A charger, so you can tap it into a computer. I usually do my laptop or something along those lines, or you can plug it into a wall charger. The magnetic connection point of the charger will turn red while it's charging and finally turn green when it is done charging. Your instruction manual. The instructions the light comes with are pretty detailed, and a small lanyard to hook onto your light. The lanyard this comes with is actually pretty neat. I'm probably not gonna have a whole lot of a use for it because it's actually gonna go on my rifle, but it does come with a little pin here, so if you wanna thread it through the back here on your light, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to do that. It's just big enough to fit around your wrist if you want. It's got a little adjustable piece here as well. The M2R uses a specific battery. It's a 5,000 milliamp hour lithium ion battery. It does put out quite a bit of power for this light to use. The light is well sealed and can be submerged in more than 1 meter of water. Therefore, it earns the IPX8 rating. But I know you guys really want to see the light itself. So this is the M2R Pro. It actually comes in its own little holster. They call it a holster. I like to think of it as more of a pouch. The back of it does have a little button you can kind of clip off there. And this can easily fit on, say, a belt or a backpack strap or anything in that range. So anything you can really put this on as far as size-wise. It's got about 2 inches of give here. Press the little attach button here and you can take out your M2R Pro. This thing is quite small. It's really not even, a little over 4 inches long. It's rather tiny for a light. It's handheld. It's got a little clip here. You've of course got the holster you can put onto a belt or a backpack, but this also has a little metal clip here. You can put it on your pant if you want to, your belt, whatever. I'm gonna just pull this off because I really probably won't use it a whole lot, and it just makes it more comfortable to hold as well. The light itself does have a rib texture on it. It's pretty easy to grip even with sweaty hands. It's not going anywhere. I think the thing that really won me over for the M2R Pro is the simplicity of interface. You've got 2 buttons, the back button and the side button, and these cover anything you can probably think of. The light has 6 different output modes as far as how bright it can get, and that does not even include the strobe mode, which I'm very glad this thing has. I put this on my Colt AR-15, which is my home defense rifle, and I love having a strobe at the push of a pressure switch. It is a really neat feature. The side switch, when pressed, is probably going to go into a lower mode. Generally, these come set, I believe, set on low. So when you turn this on, it's going to be a pretty low output. You can also see that the light on the side indicates the battery level. So currently I have this pretty much fully charged. Green indicates above 95%. Yellow is in between, and red means your battery's probably about to die and you should charge it. The M2R has 2 general modes, and they're going to affect how your tail switch operates. When you get it, you've got a soft press and a hard press. Your soft press is going to turn the light on high. Your hard press, when you hear the click, is going to turn it on turbo.
It's turbo time!
And that really lights up the table there. As far as how your light stays on, you've got a momentary on, which if you press and hold, when you release, it'll turn it off. If you give it a quick click, it'll stay on. To change the mode on your light, press and hold the tail switch and then hit the side button. You can see it went into strobe there, so I'm gonna do a soft press on the back button and that turns it into turbo there. A full press will turn it to strobe. Now to change back, I'm just gonna push that and then push the side button. That changes it back to mode 1. The side button gives you another huge range of options. When I press this and turn it on, it's gonna be on low. When I press and hold, it'll cycle from low, medium 1, medium 2, and high. Only those 4. It doesn't go into moonlight or turbo mode when I press and hold this. If I'd like to go into moonlight mode, I can press and hold this for about 2 seconds and it's going to turn on to 1 lumen. This is as low as it goes. It is extremely durable and will last upwards of 50 whopping days. Now that I've put moonlight mode into memory, I can turn it back on and it'll automatically go into that mode. Your side button also acts as a memory option as well. To use the side button to go into turbo, I can click the button twice and it goes into the 1800 lumen turbo mode. To go into strobe mode, I simply click it 3 times and it's going to go into strobe. It's true, moonlight mode is not very bright. It's only 1 lumen, but that is really all you need to identify something really quickly in the dark or read a piece of paper. Cycling through the different modes, we're going to start with low. It's definitely not very bright, but it's going to last quite a while. Next we have medium 1. It's a little bit brighter. Medium 2 continues to get brighter. High is going to be useful. It doesn't get quite as bright as turbo, but it still does a really good job right around 750 lumens. Turbo right up next to a building is extremely bright. Over the course of several days, I took the M2R Pro out to a cornfield that's not too far off, and there's quite a bit of distance to shine the light out there to really get a feel of what kind of throw it has. It does have an advertised throw of 300 meters, or roughly just shy of 1,000 feet. If you look closely in the little red circle there, that's actually a cat and the light's reflecting off its eyes. There are a number of feral cats in the area and I just happened to see one out there in the cornfield. The peaks of these hills are roughly about 600 feet away, which is about the greatest distance I can get in the area to test the light out. If you need to illuminate a person or an animal that's perhaps out on your property somewhere, this does have the throw distance to do that from quite a ways off. After a little under 5 minutes, the turbo has got to step down to the high setting roughly, and high is still pretty powerful. I was really able to illuminate objects at quite a distance. This is the first night I went out recording footage for this light, and I used it for quite a while until the battery actually dropped to kind of the medium point. You can see the light is yellow there, and it still illuminates things really nicely on the high setting. A few options available for the M2R and thankfully M2R Pro are the magnetic pressure switch and the rail mount. I've got the rail mount here and I really actually quite like it. It fits on my Picatinny rail on my Colt AR-15 rather nicely. Note, I did to actually make it, well, to get it to mount properly, I did have to take the back off the light, just like this, and unscrew this piece, which is rather neat how it unscrews. Then it'll fit on. And then you can put the back right back on. So it takes a second to install it, but it's really quite simple. And if you want to take it off, it's just the opposite. Now to put it on your rail, you have to pull out on the little tightening screw here, because you can't actually move it when it's in, and then spin it. And then it'll tighten down on your rail. It'll also tighten down to the light, so it's not going to move. The magnetic pressure switch does just that. Magnetic right to the back, just like the charger. So if I want to hit the pressure switch here, it's already got a Picatinny rail, so you can put it out right on your rifle. I'm just going to press this, and it turns it on. If I also want to go into the awesome strobe mode, I'm going to hold this and go into mode 2 here, so that when I press the button all the way in there, it does that. So my pressure switch is going to turn on strobe mode, which I really, really like. For all the information on how long your light's going to last in each mode, I'm going to put that on the left side of the screen right now. Turbo mode, I love the name, is going to go only for about 4.5 minutes. That's quite a while, and then it'll step down to a lower setting of high and then step down again. Of course, your high mode, which they say is level 2 on here, is going to last still quite a while. 160 minutes is going to step down after that for another 40 minutes to 250 lumens. Your medium 2, and then your low. And then eventually you're going to get to moonlight, and that lasts an incredible 50 days. So you guys know me as an airsofter. I'm also someone who has firearms for home defense. It's not really something I like to talk about too much on this channel because this is more of an airsoft channel. But I have to consider what I'm going to use this for as far as airsoft, real firearms, home defense, things along that line, and possibly survival. I've got a bug out bag in my car just in case everything goes to hell and I need it. And this is the kind of thing I'd like to put in there. I'd also like to lead this on my home defense rifle, so chances are I might be picking up a second one of these in the near future. They're pretty affordable. They're very versatile. They've got so many different modes, so if you need an extremely bright output for a couple of minutes, or you need a light that's going to last you literally 50 days with one lumen, so you just need to look at a map or look at a piece of paper or just shine it on something and get a little bit of a little more information on it when it's dark out. This has a lot of options it can give you. Now, for airsoft, I like to go indoors as often as I can. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of indoor airsoft fields in the area. This is extremely bright to the point of I don't want to hurt anyone's eyes inside. Yes, I can set it to a lower mode, which would probably what I'd do. The turbo mode, which is 1800 crazy lumens, is just a little too bright for the sport of airsoft, especially indoors. Outdoors, if I'm in a night game or a milsim, fantastic. I'm going to use that all day long. Well, until the battery dies, which you only get about 4.5 minutes of turbo output at 1800 lumens, so you're not going to get a whole lot of that. So I'd probably use it on high or one of the medium modes. But indoors, one thing I really wish this had was a strobe intensity setting. So the strobe is only at the fullest output of 1800 lumens. I wish it had like a medium mode strobe so I could turn the strobe onto a less intense mode so I could use it in more of an indoor airsoft environment. That's just the airsoft side of me speaking, and one thing I really wish this had. I want to give Olight a big thanks for sending this out. I'm really impressed with it. They have sent me several pistol lights, which I really like for what they're useful for and what they fit on. But having a light that is both versatile, handheld, and something you can mount on a rifle, it's really actually quite a joy to get to review one of these. I'm really impressed with it, to be completely honest. This is something I'm going to give a 10 out of 10. For about $110, this is a fantastic tool. I highly recommend picking one up for the money, for the options it has, and for just practical application. It's hard to beat, I feel like. The price is about right. For someone like me who's in college, money's not the most abundant thing. A little over $100 is pretty solid. I don't mind paying that for a tool like this where if I need it, I'm going to be really glad I paid that small price of money to have one of these on hand, or maybe two even. So definitely for me, a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Prodigy from Airsoft Team Kilo 23. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it was informative and helpful. And I really hope you guys go pick one of these up. They're really a very nice tool and light. And again, big thanks to Olight for letting me review one of these for them.